hopefully enjoy this little format. Try to keep it in depth. Try to keep, if you're a new player, to understand what's going on behind the scenes. Thanks for watching. Enjoy this video, guys. Yeah, it's wish you guys the best. Okay, so first, 5 for the Heirs, 3 for the Brawnen. Heirs will get to go first. So this one here. We make a mistake here setting up the map. The Heirs, because they are going first and have market first, they should have been the last to reveal the isle. So small mistake, catch that here. There's a couple other mistakes we'll make in the game, but as they come up, we'll, one, if you're watching the video and you're on mute, you'll see it. And 2, if you're listening into my beautiful voice, you'll also hear it. This is a very fun game. I do like playing against myself, me versus myself. I find that I can mentally disconnect and not be as biased towards one side or the other and just play the game. The only problem with that is sometimes, as you'll see in this game as it goes on, I'll make a decision, make a move, and then later on I'm like, oh, I should undo that because I see something else that can be done from the enemy side. It doesn't happen often, but it will happen here and there. For the setup on the Brawnen side, this is not the best setup because the heroes can't move on water. From the Heir side, I think the Heirs have a really good setup here. And I'm just going to finish revealing the map tiles. For those that never play the game, Heirs are like the bird faction in this game, and some unique things about them is they're the only faction in the game that doesn't have units with range. And they have this special unit called Elfenkazis. They're pretty much like, they're not heroes, they're not minions, but they're minions and they move like heroes. Very strong, they just kill themselves and they blow up. So try and keep those. And on the Brawnen's end, Brawnen are kind of like the just heavy hitting humans like faction in the game. Very strong towers. I would say pretty decent minions. Very well rounded faction. They're just really heavy source dependent. So like everything's expensive for them, but they can generate source, which is the income coming in. Map setup went, I would say, pretty well for the Heirs here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 swamps. I mean, it's a swamp right around the Brawnen territory. So I'm happy with that. I couldn't ask for a better setup. I have a really great streamline out. I seem to have really a choke point, so I'm very satisfied with my start. I feel like the Brawnen has a disadvantage, has 4 swamps in my base, and he's only got 2. We'll see what the Brawnen player thinks. It's not the best start for me. We do 3 swamps coming out, but I think the Heirs have an advantage here. I really thought the first isle wasn't the best isle for me to flip. I think the Heirs got an advantage here for the start, but we'll see how it continues from here, and I'm excited to see how we Brawnen get down the seat. So now it's market phase for wave 1. The game, it's 2 chip per player plus 1. So Heirs are going first. This is actually a really weird case because normally you don't ever get like 3 equipment. And the Heirs, another thing about Heirs is they're very fast moving units, and so speed adds +1 movement to a hero. And so this kind of really gives Heirs a huge advantage in movement. I mean, they can move for 4 now, which would be huge if we decide to use it on the Heirs side. Brawnen, one interesting thing about the Brawnen faction is, which you'll see down here, is the Brawnen are the only faction that can deploy a minion other than this. I mean, not a minion, a hero other than the starting hero wave 1. Every other faction is limited to their starting hero wave 1. Now going to the build phase. Heirs again build Gateport level 1, which pretty much allows you to sell market purchases back to the market for 4 source. So whatever you buy, it doesn't matter, you can sell back for 4 source, which is very nice. Brawnen are done. They have only 2 source left. Prep phase. Heirs are bringing out Darb, 3 Harriers, and a Joust. The Harriers are grouped. All it means a group unit is if unit is grouped, the top unit is the only active unit, and all that active means is it gets attacked or moves. So for the Brawnen player, it's a very interesting start that was done here. Bringing out Usul and Aegis. The reason behind bringing up Aegis was Aegis has armor, which means every time he gets attack damaged by an attack, he takes 1 less damage. So the arrows are useless against him there, because the Harriers only do 1 damage. During the exploration phase on the air side, just exploring the map, seeing what's out there. And then we'll go to attack phase. Joust is going to attack that. Darb will attack, I think it's called the secret passage. Allows you to jump from one place to the other. The Brawnen player, it's only 2 units. Usul's kind of strong. It really is a strong hero to have in the game. And having it round 1 for the Brawnen is really beautiful, because it can attack flying units. If a unit's flying, it can only be damaged by units of range or air defense. Just exploring the map. I think that's fair fight. And the other one is a gate port. You're still attacking him. We use Darb to teleport to the other side. And so what you do is on the secret passage, on an adjacent aisle, you can swap landmarks just like that. And then when you step off, it heals for 1. And that's where the health comes back up to the secret passage. As hence you gotta attack it again to use it again. I didn't want to reveal that landmark there because it was just too strong to deal with for my minions, and I really wanted to just have a movement of my minions to just go to their base as close as possible. Fountain allows you to heal for 2 at the start of the round. So Harrier attacks for 1, gets retaliated with Relentless, rolls a blank, which is incredible. I kind of wanted the Harrier to die there, so that because the Brawnen, you can't note that the Brawnen player and reduce the source on the Brawnen player. So that has engage. Engage means you have to attack it if you can. You must attack it. Hence why my hero had to attack. Normally heroes have an option to attack units on the board, but in this case, if it has engage, it has to attack if it can. The Harrier push here, we didn't try to go too fast. I think looking back now as I'm reviewing and commentating is I should have pushed the Harriers in even quicker and had the Joust just kill off that unit. But coulda, shoulda, woulda. So Joust kills it off. And on we go. Again, Darb's gonna knock the secret passage out. Just try and get access to that. I mean, the Brawnen player is not really worried about the Harrier because he's doing 2 damage and the Harrier only has 2 health, so it's just instantly gonna knock it out. Not only that, but the Harrier, when it attacks him, can't do nothing once again because of armor. You're still gonna get the range on him. That's actually really one of the nice things about Usul is he can get 3 range on him, which is really nice. 3 range on attack. And he has assault, which is extremely strong against towers. Do 1 damage to Usul, and the Usul will retaliate for 1 against the Harrier. And then now allow Darb to attack without getting retaliated against. That's kind of the goal there. As you can see here, I made a move and I was like, you know what, let me undo that. I didn't think it was going to work out because the Joust would be able to kill out Usul. So I'm trying to figure out where do I put Usul where I can kill the Harrier and without being killed myself, because right now he only has 1 health left. But he does have 2 range now. Usul kills off the Harrier, giving us an upgrade. And source, we have 12 source now is the Brawnen. Originally with another range upgrade, as you can see here, but just like normal. I'm realizing he's gonna die. I better just put on a armor on the bottom. Keep myself safe. Because Darb could have went up for 2 right there and killed him. And here, I mean, because Darb is so weak, we just decided to let's just attack the base. At least bring the Brawnen down as much as possible. Again, I want to attack the base of Darb, which I did here, but I'm actually going to take that back because I realized that if I do that, Darb's going to get sniped by Usul, which right here, you can see me counting. So I was like, wait a minute, let me undo that. And in a game of like 1v1 PvP, you normally, before you play, you ask the person like, how serious do you want to get? Because sometimes, and some players, once you do a turn, you can't undo it. But here, it's more of like, you know, hey, I wouldn't have done this if I had to redo it. Aegis does take 1 damage from toxic secretion. That's what happened there up top. Now Usul here, I was going to try to attack Darb, but I realized that Darb's not the big threat here. The big threat is actually going to be Joust, because the Joust is going to do 4 damage to my base if I don't attack him. So hit him for 1, and there's no retaliate because he's out of range. Aegis will hit toxic secretion guy for 2. And with Darb here, I have to get out. So the whole entire mission of Darb was kind of wasted. It really did nothing. Looking back, I probably should have swapped in the beginning that secret passage with the middle one. But that's looking back again. So 2 damage to the base. The Joust does die. And the Harriers are just bringing a ton of swords. I think at the air side, we've only killed 1 landmark so far, which is not good. Here's get attacked for 2, retaliate. The base will retaliate for 1. Usul's coming down. The reason I brought him down is because the fountain allows me to heal. And that's at the start of the round, which is right now. Usul will heal for 2. I was debating whether I should keep him or not, but I realized it doesn't matter because Darb, even if he cannot attack Aegis because of armor.
So what's going on here is because when you have so much source to the end of, and towards the end of a wave, and there's 14 right now, you want to spend it on towers or whatever, because you're gonna get 7 source round 2 and it goes to waste there. If you guys can hear, my wife's doing dishes in the background. It's quite lovely. Yeah, if you guys are liking this new format of video, I think it's like for games like this complex, I almost do want to sit through a playthrough. The problem is this takes me such a long time to do. 1, I have to play it. 2, not make mistakes. And 3, the editing process is ungodly. But it really helps me understand certain things. Like you catch things afterwards. You're like, oh, mistake here, mistake there. So again, Aegis text to base.
So yeah, wave 1 is over. Didn't go to plan. Not too bad, not too good. Darb really useless like always. We did get to their base doing 4 damage. Absolutely gained no source this round, which is pretty. I mean, I only gained 3 source. Yeah, no, 6 sources whole round, which wasn't like that at all. Darb's not upgraded. I mean, he's got 6 health left. The Brawnen, he did build tower up. I really think Yusel coming out in the beginning was super strong. I mean, that really caught the 3 movement was really what's throwing me off, because I had to get around and move around. I have 6 health, he has 6 health, but the source he's going to gain this round is going to really take him off. But we're just getting started. Speed boots, we're going to put it on cram, and we'll take it from there. See what happens. Yeah, not really sure what the Heirs player was thinking. Darb really is useless. But I have Yusel, so makes Darb even more useless. We did get 6 damage on him. I was pretty surprised with Aegis being as strong as he is against the Heirs in the beginning. I mean, he really couldn't do anything with me. A really good start. We have 10 source at the end of the round. We're going to be 17 coming into round 2. Tower up. We had to spend some source with tower up. We do have still no source wells open on our base, but that is going to be closed off soon once we close up the Rift Walk. Yusel got healed from the fountain, the Source Kaiser, which was a big plus. Really feel like Brawnen will take this one home, but the Heirs player always has tricks up his sleeves. If we bring out the Oven Kazi, it'll change things a bit. Right, first thing is event phase. All units have movement stat to this wave. Okay. 17.
Now remember, and then you get 7 source for income phase. Now the one thing, if you guys remember from wave 1, as heirs, we bought speed boots, so turbulence just makes that market purchase absolutely useless, which really hurt us.
And the Brawnen player has first decision.
And now all my heirs, not only are they going to move for 2, so the Harriers and stuff that move for 4, and my heroes, it just clogs me down. So we did purchase the Earthscape with the Harriers.
Level 1.
And the wind turbine for the Brawnen.
Heirs training for 3.
That increases the health of my Harriers for 1. All my Harriers that come out have +1 health at the start.
Stables level 1. Go Battleborn Arena and Dispatch for 8.
Yeah, Battleborn Arena promotes your Battleborn minions permanently, and the second one promotes your your dispatchers. Gets them on the promoted side permanently, which allows them to have splash and +2 damage. And the Battleborn, they promote side move for 3 then, so they move a little quicker.
Get reserves. So these two.
Yeah, reserves allows you to spend 2 source to put a joust in play after all your minions are died, and then joust training allows your joust to get one of those options.
So reserves level 3, joust training, and unified dice. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The unified dice just gives you extra CP, roll dice, and that's a bonus for that wave. Now watching the video and actually talking about it, I spent 3 source to bring out the joust this wave when it should have been 2. You'll actually see that. I just noticed it right now.
1. Two Battleborns. And 1 dispatch. Got Osh too.
Yeah, we bring Osh out because he's free, and now I can bring him out wave 2.
So this market. 4 source brings 5.
And this is where we sell it to the market for 4 source. We do decide to put the speed boots on Keem, even though we can only move for 2 this round, because in this game you cannot put equipment on heroes that are in play. They have to be in on your barracks or in your on your fort side, your fortress. There's some exceptions to this rule, but we won't get into that. There's some factions that can break that ruling.
Close it off. Okay, that's the upgrade.
Yeah, so we killed it off and we put an upgrade on Osh. Now Osh just 2 damage.
You said.
And that's Toxic Secretion doing damage there. I guess Harrier's gonna quick strike there, killing off Toxic Secretion. I did want to explore that, so I'm kind of seeing I should have explored it. And I choose not to, again. Remember, for Turbulence, everybody only moves for 2 this round. That's the event card. We do reveal this time because we can do enough damage to kill it. So that's the idea there. Now, the 2 dice I rolled, you can actually see I had +2 health for the joust. So the joust come out 5 health. And I think we rolled 1 CP, extra bonus CP. You can kind of see a dice on the right there. So that's why joust is 5 health there. And remember, Harriers have +1 health now. So that's 3 health on the Harrier. And then we'll give Keem the first upgrade. This is a tough decision here. I'm trying to figure out what to do with Osh. I was gonna go, do I go north or do I go south? Another thing is, Yusul's kind of a weird spot because I want to get rid of that fortification on Yusul because I want to put a range upgrade on him. But the only thing I can do damage to right now is that grizzled, was that the grizzled oak? And he does 2 damage, so it's like I don't want to have 2 damage. I don't want Yusul to be damaged for 2. So I was thinking about it here. I do it, but then I change my mind. I'm kind of like, it's not worth it. I'm gonna be down 1 health, so, or 2 health at this point. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm just better off just leaving that fortification on until later. And that's what happens here. So I do decide not to do that. I just do 1 damage to it with the range from Yusul. With the way things were going, I had to get kind of a little defensive with the Brawnen, not the Brawnen, the Heirs here, to so I decided to put a tower out. I was like, I have to have a tower out. With the second upgrade, advanced upgrade, I put in a another range, another attack. I wanted to go down with Keem to try to kill out Yusul, but the problem is because of his range, it wouldn't work. So you actually watch me redo the turn here, because like, well, do I go up with Darb then, or do I go down with the Harrier? And looking back, I probably should have went up the Harrier and hit dispatch for 1, but you know, maybe sure enough, maybe this play was actually better. Darb does reveal. Darb doing 1 damage. He doesn't attack back as toxic secretion. And this is where the Brawnen really had a great pickup. Because of 2 range on dispatch, I didn't think about it when I was moving the Heirs, but now the Brawnen can, you'll see, they'll be able to snipe out Darb with the dispatcher there. Right there he goes. And then doing 1 damage from splash. Now I think I actually did not do the splash. Yeah, I did not do the splash. I chose to opt out. Yusul's gonna hit for 1, allowing Osh to kill off the Harrier. And that gives us another promotion and I think 2 swords. And then we promote Osh. One thing I didn't do is I didn't have the tower fire, so we do it here. And I'll miss the tower firing again. And then with Keem killing it, Keem does get the promote, which allows us to have Rally, which can be a really nice benefit to us. Rally allows you, whenever Keem kills something, any heirs within 2 hexes get the promote. Now here, the Battleborn should have displaced Keem here because Keem's flying. Well, I didn't do that. It doesn't really change the game. And another thing I didn't do here, that Spire should have attacked that Battleborn. So it's 2 errors I made here. So if you're watching back, you can see that. Usul takes a shot at Joust, and Osh kills off that landmark there, allowing us to put a tower up. Towers are gorgeous in this game. And the Battleborn will just finish his attack there, killing off the Joust. This, see, I spent 3 source here to bring out a another Joust. It should have been 2. That's another mistake I just made when I was reading the rules earlier on the purchase sheet. I just noticed it. Here, the Joust will displace Keem. I'm just trying to see if I should promote him or not when I come down of Keem to attack. Keem does kill him off, giving us an attack upgrade. Battleborn, at this time, I do displace it, which is kind of interesting. First time I didn't, this time I do. And right now what I'm counting to see is for Usul, how far those units will move. And trying to put him in a spot where he can take advantage. Towers is fired this time. It's a 2-1 doing 3 damage, so killing off the Battleborn in 1 hit. That was a very nice pickup. And Yusa will snipe Keem for 1. Here's what's interesting. Joust will displace Keem to move for 2. And this allows Keem to come down for 2, which he will get shot at. It's another blank, but he does get to kill Osh. And that was a great pickup there. Like a really, really, really strong pickup. And with Osh being killed off, the Brawnen do have to go into a little more of a defensive mode now. Hence why spending 7 source to upgrade that tower, adding 1 range, 1 attack. Right now what I'm trying to do with Usul, I'm really just trying to get that Joust down as much as possible. And here's where I made a huge mistake with the heirs. I should have quick striked, but I did not use quick strike there with Joust, and that cost me. Oh, that was the end of the wave there. Because well, I mean, spoiler alert, but yeah, because the tower will kill him off. If I used quick strike, I could have gotten Joust down, not Joust, Usul down in 1 health, well, down 2 health.
We had good push. We did kill Osh. They didn't hit our base, but I mean, we did get Keem all the way upgraded. That's a plus. Yeah, Turbulence really held us back there. I mean, plus just 2 movement for all units, and I have some of the fast moving units in the game. So I think at this point, all that we do is bring out the Kamikazes. I don't really feel any other solution yet. The good thing is we could go first as heirs, so whatever's in the market, we're going to pick up. I'm hoping it's a hero. I'm going to bring out a lot of Kamikazes. I think this is the turn. I'm going to kill out Wylan, Yishlin, whatever his name is, useless. Pretty much this turn. I don't see how he's gonna make it with my Kamikaze bombs. Turbulence really helped us out. I think the goal of the Brawnen at this point is really just to bring out fireworks. just firepower. Either gonna bring out Source Wall or something on Source Siege. We're gonna really go really heavy, really fast. I'm not really sure how or what we're gonna do. I'm looking at the board here, kind of still processing. A lot of Source. You know, I spent a lot of Source on it technically, but we don't have a lot of Source. I mean, the heirs do have the Source advantage now, but we do have the tower advantage. So, I mean, really, whatever comes out next is really going to be the deciding factor of how this game finishes out.
So now we're back to wave 3. This is a very interesting setup.
Player must find the first spy up. Attack range fortifications. This spire is opposing all faction, firing after all other spires on each player's turn. If it has multiple target options, the player to the left of the active player chooses which target to attack. The word for between the spire is shown on the card plus 2 relics.
Glades of Blades is a really strong spire to come out. So, and what it means on there is if the spire rolls a blank or a 2, the unit can't attack. Now go to income phase for wave 3, which is 9 source. In the mark phase, we have hidden armor, train, and reap.
We're gonna buy this for 2.
And the only reason why we bought it as heirs for 2 was because we could sell it. I already had Keem out. I wasn't gonna bring out another hero, so I thought might as well make some money.
I'm gonna buy train for 2.
Yeah, and from the bronze side, the reason to purchase train was to allow Drain to have 1 extra range on her attack, which would make her very strong. She can have 2 attack, 3 range, which is one of the strongest units approaches then. Like I said, with the heirs, we really wanted to capitalize on Elfin Khazis because we were falling behind the ballpark. So getting the towers unlocked to allow us to put down Elfin Khazis was important. Brawnen player gets defensive, like discussed earlier. He wants to get some air defenses up. And there they come. Here comes the Elfin Khazi towers, the Regal Lookouts. And that is Elfin. It's a great start. I mean, as an heirs player, you really have such an advantage with the Elfin Khazis. Now the bottom player, we're just turtling up at this point, putting a fortification on the bottom, which was like kind of one way to respond to the Elfin Khazis, but it's not the best way, it's not the worst way. And remember guys, that when you put in fortification on any upgrade slot, it always counts as 2 source. Just be aware of that, please don't forget that. And there's a little note for you to read if you want more details in depth.
This is the wrong player we're gonna build. Fortification. Right here.
Yeah, both players get defensive because we know the only reason why the heirs right now is bringing out the towers is because they're just going to they get to go first this turn, so it's going to dive bomb Elfin Khazis. Here it is in the prep phase. The heirs do sell off, gaining 4 source. Also, start prep phase. You have to roll the dice, and nothing for CP, but all their jousts do get +1 attack. Pretty standard build. Just 2 jousts and 3 harriers. And here's where the Brawnen player brings out Drain with Train. Drain with Train. That's not a... I mean, that's a pretty sick combo. Or Drain with Relentless is a really good combo. And the idea here is we want to use Drain to really start picking apart. Because Drain is the really good counter to heirs.
Let's start the onslaught phase. So I'm going to start onslaught phase and we'll play this out.
If you guys want to read about the Elfkasi, there it is. And they get brought out at the start of the onslaught phase. Now the only reason why it works nice is because if you're the heirs to go first, you can use them instantly. But if it was, for example, the Brawnen turn right now, they'd be able to take advantage of that by just knocking them out. And here it is. First glide bomb comes in, doing 2 damage to everything around it. Units, fortress gates, and spires.
That's gonna explode.
And that right there, pretty much, that mercenary tower, it really kind of put a stop to it. Remember, that was a tower that came out because of the market, because of the event phase. That's why it's a different color tower. Also, we dropped another glide bomb next to the base, doing 2 damage to the base and tower. So we brought Keem down. The question is, do we keep him because 2 towers are going to fire on us? But we can kill Yusul as the heirs. And that was really a tough call to make. What do we do? What do we do?
We'll do it. Splash attacks in here.
That's right. We keep Keem there.
Damage.
And Keem has 3 health left right now. So 3 health on 2 dice. And there we go. We lucked out.
3.
And then knocks Yusul out. With Brawnen coming out, there's going to be a little mistake we make here, which is going to be noted in text if you're watching this muted. But the Battleborn should have moved for 3 here. Would it change the game? Probably not, but that's something that really could have caused us to do more damage at the Regal Lookout Tower right above.
This fire falls in here.
And see, the Battleborn would have been next to the tower right now.
This fire will fire into drain.
And that is 1 damage.
1 damage. This gonna attack the tower for 1. Oh, why didn't I know this guy's gonna attack the tower here? Resource.
And we want to get an upgrade on Drain as fast as possible.
Drain. Rage. Spoon.
So Keem got to get away because I think we only have
4.
1 health left with him. 2 health, now down 1. That's Toxic Creation doing the damage there. One thing about heirs is you can't buy a promotion for them to be upgraded. One of the ways that the heirs and minions promote is either by getting an upgrade that allows them to promote when they kill something, or in this case Keem's rally ability allows them to promote minions within 2 hexes of the unit when she defeats a unit or spire. In this case, we're able to promote all of our minions next to us. Now the Harrier below does not promote because it's an inactive unit, so just the Harrier up top gets a promotion. And then, as you notice, there's a health difference from 3 to 4, so you do add the difference in health, which is 1 there.
So I technically should have went for 3, so 1, 2. Technically should have been here. So yeah.
Yeah, and we caught that there. What I could have done was I could have just took off upgrade from the Regal Tower, but I didn't. Looking back, maybe I should have just done it, because that's what would have happened either way. Well, the Regal Lookout, technically. The Brawnen never got enough source to overload that gate port, so that kind of didn't go in our favor. 2 damage, which is amazing.
So this into here. Drain is attacking here.
And then we'll both attack the tower. Again, heirs use the limited build option here.
9, 10, 11.
And I honestly think this is a great play from here. It's, I mean, 11 points and upgrades for a tower. I think that was 1, 2, 3. How much chips is that? I think that was 4 chips. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4 chips. Now remember guys, the fortification only counts as 2 source to put on anywhere in the upgrade slot. And I mean, now this tower just went from somewhat threatening to absolutely threatening. And the Joust of Harrier is moving down. Remember, a quick strike allows your unit to attack prior to Spire's firing. Killing off the dispatch there. That is heirs. Quick striking. Not the heirs, I'm sorry, the Harrier.
Joust here. This one, we'll do the joust.
Yeah, we could have killed the tower off, but the thing was, we're more concerned with the Battleborn doing 2 damage than the tower. And the tower still wrote 2 damage either way. And another 2 damage. We've rolled 3 2s in a row. Now if the unit's grouped, the other unit below will come out. It's Brawnen's turn. They're using the build option. We have to upgrade this tower, or we're going to lose it. We'd put 1 attack upgrade, 1 fortification, so 4 source. It has no range now, though.
Okay, Spire's fire.
I was really trying to hope it wouldn't hit that because I could have used Splash with that, but Spire's Fire doing 2 damage, knocking him out, and that's where Dispatch kind of fell apart there for the Brawnen side. It's a really good game. It was a very nice game, very good flows. Second round of the game, I didn't make as many errors. And one thing you notice about the Harriers, the heirs in general, they're quick moving. And everything is able to avoid that tower, which kinda, now I wish I would have put a range upgrade on it. And they just all avoided it, which is incredible.
Go there.
The reason to attack the unit in the back was because he's doing 3 damage per hit. The Harrier is only doing 1.
Here. Spire's fire, special attack, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Brawnen player does nothing. He doesn't move or anything. He stays there. Drain, 3 range now. Taking a snipe at that. Using the second limited build option, the last one for the Harriers. For the heirs, you can build or upgrade towers. And a Regal Lookout comes out right at the base. Again, Harrier will quick strike.
He is going to quick strike. Base for 1.
And whenever you attack a base, the base will retaliate for 1, unless it's fortification upgrades. Which is interesting, because the Brawnen do have one of the strongest retaliates of 3 from the fortification, if upgraded.
1, 2, 3. Now attacking into the joust.
Whoa! That's 4 2s in a row with Splash.
This guy. 4 swords. Protect the guy back here.
And again, don't forget, the heirs don't have any ranged units in the game unless you buy them from the market. So that's one of their downsides here. And so if you can put towers properly, you can really defend against them.
Oh no. 3 swords, down to 1.
And because we're very, very low in source, the Brawnen players now are just putting just any kind of defense possible.
Spire's fire, this one will fire into train.
Another 2. I think that's 5 2s in a row. It's just incredible. And now that puts Drain in a weird spot. Now Drain only has 1 health left.
Train is going to attack this time.
But we do get to reduce it to range on the tower.
go.
We bring Keen back to base. The idea here is we want to re-heal him, get him up to speed, and whenever a unit returns back to Fortress Gate, a hero, I mean, they replenish all the health, keep all the upgrades and equipment that they had.
Quick check for 1. 2 health.
Down to 2 health. Tower retaliates. And now the dispatch is going to attack the Harrier.
Good enough.
And we will splash, if I'm correct. Do we splash?
Splash gonna fall in here.
Oh, we forgot to splash. Interesting. Whoa!
Off. Okay, here's 2 swords. 2 swords. That is the end of the wave.
Just amazing rolls. Now,
that is not the end of the wave. I spent 2 swords.
That's right, because the reserves for the heirs upgrades. You spend 2 swords, bring a joust out to the closest hex of a heir spire.
Yeah.
That is next to the close to the fortress gate.
Last minions eliminate, you may immediately spend 2 swords to put a joust in play. Place the joust in the closest path hex on your mark that is adjacent to an heir spire.
Correct.
So then in this case here, he will attack the base.
Correct, because spires fired, and that was immediately after they fired. So go to attack phase.
You guys need to realize something. We don't lose the heirs. We never lose the heirs. The heirs are one of the strongest factions. It really worked out in my favor a lot was the fact that I had the Elfin Khazis come out round 1. I mean, bam boom. I mean, I really killed Usul. Getting rid of Usul was a big win for me. And then promoting all my units with team was a huge advantage too. Allowing my jousts to come out at the end after the last minion's defeated was I mean, you cannot make an understatement how strong that ability is. I've never played it before, but my goodness, it's good. I'm just bewildered. I mean, really losing Usul was a huge loss because I was banking on the 3 range to be able to just pick off all these units, the Elfin Khazis and so forth. And Elfin Khazis did the work. I should have planned earlier around 2 to see that coming. I did make that mistake with the Brawnen. I wonder if my Battleborn would have moved up 1 hex, I would have been able to take the tower out. But I mean, you live and you learn. But I still don't think that would have helped me out, honestly, long term. Thinking about it more. Good job, Heirs player. I'm just not sure. My resource was not coming in at all towards that mid game, the late game. And the Heirs player really took off, allowing me to build massive amounts of units. So, but yeah, good game. Hey, if you're watching this video, this is one of the first of the series. Well, not even a series, just the first video I ever did. This video is kind of interesting. I play against myself. I try to give realistic views from each side of the board when I'm playing the Heirs faction or the Brawnen faction in this game. I try to be as clear-minded as possible. Obviously, it's impossible. You know, you're always gonna, you can always, you know, make it play in your favor. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and if you guys like this type of content or this type of process, because it helps new players learn Cloudspire more in the PvP mode, which you don't really see much like explanation in. So that's the idea behind this video. And if you guys are interested in me to do another video, just leave a comment below which factions you want me to play and so forth. Thanks for watching. It is going to be a little strange. It goes from nighttime to daytime. It took almost 3 days of filling and about 4 days of editing. So give a shout out to my wife for dealing with it. Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy this video, and can't wait to see what you guys think.